Hi crafters, it's Karen, and I've been playing with my new dies from Diemond Dies. These are part of the latest release. I've been playing with the seahorses and the starfish and the palm tree and the little fishy, and I have been cutting them from out of chipboard, and I've been altering them a little bit. You know, trying to create little embellishments. And let me tell you why. Diemond Dies will be having a card candy YouTube hack. And this will happen on Saturday, August 8th. That's this coming Saturday. Each designer and also Diemond Dies will be giving away a Diemond Dies $10 gift certificate. So there will be $100 in gift certificates available to be given away, which is very generous of Dee. Each designer will also give away the card candy that they make. So each one of us will be creating card candy, or card candy is, you know, embellishments embellishments that we can use on our layouts or our cards or any of our projects. So we're going to be creating embellishments with these latest dies. And we will be drawing our winners within a week after the YouTube hop, and you have to be a subscriber to Diemond Dies and leave a comment on the Diemond Dies hop video in order to win. So there will be more information on the Diemond Dies YouTube channel. I'm going to leave that link below as well, so that you can play along. It's going to be fun to see what the different designers come up with. So that's what I've been doing. I've been playing with the seahorses mostly. Really cute, and I thought I would take you through some of the steps that I have taken to create some of this texture and color in these little die cuts. And look at the palm tree. I used some distress distress glitter on this, and that's so cute. The palm tree tends to be very fragile, because look, it's such a fragile die, but it comes out beautifully. I mean, this is chipboard, so it's so great. So also I've been playing with the starfish, whoops, and the little fishies. There's a little fish. I've been playing with the fish and the seahorses, yeah. So I thought I would take you through, you know, my process a little bit, and see if I couldn't inspire you. You're going to want to, you know, go to the Diemond Dies website and pick up some of these dies for your summer projects. And I know you're going to be inspired by the upcoming hops. So, okay, so I thought we could let's start with the seahorses, because I don't know, they're my favorite, and I think they're large enough so that you could see what I'm doing. And we'll do a fishy, and we'll do a large starfish, and during this process I will be using my heat tool. So and because I don't have a editing system yet, we're going to just go right through it, so you'll want to turn down your volume when you see me reach for it. So I cut all of my dies out of chipboard, and then I painted them all with Liquitex gesso, just the basics Liquitex gesso. And if you can see the texture there, I took my sponge, oh, where is it? You know, one of these. I took one of these, and I just dabbed my gesso on this way, so that it wasn't a smooth surface, because these are sea creatures, and you know, they don't have a smooth surface. So I created texture that way with my, you know, right off the bat with my gesso. So now we're going to add color. And I've got all kinds, you know, all of my sprays and my Tattered Angels and my Lindy Stamp Gang here. I've got my Distress inks also, but I'm not sure I'll be using them because lately I've been playing with my watercolor crayons, and these are from Stadler, and they've been a lot of fun to play with. So I'll probably use these along with my water pen, and I believe this is one of the Tim Holtz water pens. So it doesn't matter how you bring color to your die cuts, really. It's just up to you. But this is just what I've been doing. So for like the seahorses, I prefer them to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to use this Heidi Swapp. It's called Tea, and it has like a brownish copper tone to it. Really pretty, but I want it to have a darker base. If my sprayers work. There we go. And I love this teal color from Tattered Angels, so we're going to put some of that with our seahorse. And for the fishy and the starfish, we want those to be a little lighter and more on the orange and pinkish type coral tones, because that's what color starfish are. And you know, a little pink fishy would be cute too. So let's see. We'll use this. Now a lot of this color is going to come off. It's not going to absorb right off the bat. This is some of the Heidi Swapp coral color. So let me get my paper towel here. And say I made such a mess. Normally I would try to absorb some of this spray with something else, but for the sake of the video, we'll just really quickly wipe it up. Okay, it's starting to puddle. See, as we wipe it up a little bit, we lose some of that color. So let's use our heat tool before we wipe off all of the color off of there. We don't want to lose all that color. Okay, I'm really sorry I can't edit my videos, and now my computer is down too, so I've been uploading my videos through my son's laptop, so it's been even trickier. Okay, so these are kind of dry. So now we have our seahorses. Can you see that? I know the background is that matte, which is a lot of the same color. So far that's really cute. That's the color we're going for the seahorses. And the little fishy and the starfish are more, you know, pinky and girly looking. So I think I'm going to accent some of this with my Stadler watercolor pencils, or watercolor crayons. And you can use any kind of watercolors you have, you know, whatever you have on hand, and or even, you know, your inks, your distress inks or distress pens, whatever you use for color in your projects. I've been eyeing those Neocolor, I think they're Neocolor water-soluble crayons on Amazon. And I'm really itching to purchase them. They look really cool. because they're permanent. So they look like they would be a lot of fun to play with. I'm trying to stay within the camera here. Let's see. So here I just, put a little bit of color with the watercolor crayon. I'm taking my water tool and making sure the water's on. And I'm just going to move some of that color around. I used some green. And I also used some brown. I'm going to spray a little puddle of water here for my brush. Even though it's a water brush, I find it easy enough to just go through and dip it in the little water there. And you can just move this color around as you want it, or wipe it off as you want it, and fade it out as much as you want it. That's the fun of watercolor. So I've been trying to think of how I'm going to work these as embellishments, whether I'm going to put, am I going to put dimensional what do you call them? Dimensionals on the bottom of them so that they're dimensional accents for the card candy, or I could put them on, what do you call it, clothespins, alter a clothespin and use them with a clothespin or a paper clip. I could decorate a bag, little tag bags like this with them. I thought about creating my own tags, like that latest collection from Pink Fresh Studios. They have watercolor tags, and all it is, canvas with the hole in it, and the rest of the tag is watercolored. So I thought maybe, I'd create little sea tags, which is probably what I'll do. But a lot of the fun for me is just playing with the color and the textures with the die cuts. So this is how I've been doing it, and I've just been, moving around the color and playing with it and until it looks or feels right. So I won't spend too much time because it all is up to you, what colors you want to use and this and that. I want a little bit of blue in this guy. It's like a deeper blue. Let's see. So we'll leave these, wait a minute, let's work this a little bit more. I keep checking to make sure that I'm in the camera. So yeah, I just move my color around. And when you're all finished coloring and adding color to your embellishment, your die cut and everything, there's different ways to add texture. So we're going to go through some of those ways. Let's add a little bit of like this salmon color to the fishy and to the starfish. Okay, so that's how I've been, you know, bringing color to my my dies. Okay, so that's basically it. And I'm going to let these two dry on their own rather than heat dry them right now. Let's see, these are already dry. So now normally I would go through and probably play with the color a little bit more, get it a little even, maybe go along the sides with some walnut stain distress ink as like a bit of an outline, you know, to accentuate the edges of the seahorse, you know, stuff like that. But for the sake of this video, we're going to keep it here. I think in the long run these are going to be cute. And we're going to start adding some texture. So for texture, there's a couple of different things I've been doing. The first thing is I've been using my Kaisercraft texture stamps. And most of these I picked up at Joann.com, and I'm happy to say that Dee over at Diemond Dies is hoping to be carrying these texture stamps soon. So this one is called Artie. I know there's a glare, so this one has different borders. This one is called Diamonds. And I love the distressed look of all of these stamps, and they're really small. And this is the one that I've been using the most because it suits these tiny embellishments, and it's called Tiny Dot, and I don't even know if you can see. You'll be able to see the result after I use it. But there's all different types here. I love this one with the triangles. It's called Triangles. That one's also fun to use, but we're going to use the Tiny Dots. And we're going to use it with our Ranger Archival ink because it is waterproof. And it's great for mixed media. Another way to add texture to these die cuts, I've been using, you know, you could use modeling paste with your own stencils, or, you know, whatever you want to use. You could use your gel medium, like Mod Podge even, and just dab it on the same way we did the gesso, or same way I did the gesso, you know, dab it on like this, so that there's peaks and valleys, you know, in the gel medium, even if it's Mod Podge. And when it dries, it will have different texture to it. Or I've been using some of these glass beads, which is gel medium with tiny glass beads in it. And you can use this as is, straight up like this, or you could put a little bit on your palette knife and mix it with some of your sprays or your inks or whatever and create your own color. But I find if I use it just as is and put it on my project, it really reflects the color or accentuates the color of what is underneath it. So that's another way to add actual texture. But stamping is a good way to add texture without actual texture, without the dimension of texture. So we're going to take this one seahorse, we're going to dip it in our black archival ink, and we're going to create, I don't know, little bumps and ridges on the little seahorse. Really cute. So that's one. And we're going to take, that with the black, and we're going to take the sepia tone, which is a brown, more of a reddish brown. It's actually a sepia tone. And we're going to stamp it on this seahorse. Let's use this other side. Sorry. Hard for me to get used to this. So there's a little seahorses, really sweet. And then if you go over them with your gel medium or your, whatever, your Mod Podge or whatever you use to seal it, they'll become, what do you call it, waterproof or, resistant. And they will seal these real well because, that is just watercolor underneath there. So that's how I've been creating, all of my different embellishments. And for the palm tree, I have been using mostly the crayons because it is so delicate. Whoops. But if you have watercolor pencils or just plain old watercolor, that would work just as good. Let's see. And then I've been sealing my my palm trees because they are so fragile. I'm going over them several times with the gel medium to make them a little bit more stiff or sturdy or whatever. So there's the trunk. And if I wanted to make this trunk a lighter color, I'd just spray some water and add water to it. But I'm going to keep it that dark color. And we're going to use this color for the leaves. You see, I only colored in a little bit. Where's my spray? And we just, work around the color until it's all worked in and blended. It's really quite, I have found it quite relaxing. It's been hard for me to sit in this chair for for long periods of time, but because I'm still sore from the surgery, but this has been very relaxing. I've really been enjoying playing with these watercolor crayons and the dyes. So there, that's going to make a really sweet palm tree when I'm done. So the last thing to do with these seahorses would be to go over them with some Mod Podge or gel medium to seal them. And then you have an embellishment. So check the description box below for the details for the Diemond Dies card candy hop. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.